beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. And we are here today to talk about Kandi and the gang. What a motley crew she has. All right. So I have been a little MIA for a couple of reviews. Didn't do Huntsville. Didn't do Ready to Love. And you want to know why? Because I was ready to quit YouTube altogether. I'm not even gonna lie. Because when I look and all my videos now are getting like 20, 25 people, 20 views, like I'm so irritated. I'm very irritated with the fact that I don't know what the analytics or whatever, the YouTube is not pushing my videos at all. I am so stupid. I don't be like, oh, hit the notification bell so you can, see the uploads. So I'm just so irritated with it. I feel like it's been almost a year and I'm not where I want to be. And now it's getting worse. Like it's going backwards to the point of the views or whatever. Again, I know some of that has to do with the analytics and consistency and inconsistency and all of that, but very, very frustrated. Really, really, really. I'm really trying not to quit, y'all. My sister, my baby, everybody's like, don't quit. But oh, it's so frustrating. It really is. But I'm here anyway. Because you know what? I genuinely get a kick out of this show. Y'all know I complain about every other show. Oh my God, it's so terrible. Let's talk about Ready to Love for 2 seconds, you guys. I hate it so much. I hate it so much because I don't like none of them. I don't like none of them. There's no actual connection. There's nothing. There's nothing with that show. And they honestly probably just came back way too soon. But I don't like any, there's not one likable person to me, not one. So it's really rough for me to try to even watch that crap. But now the reunions be something different. That's where it goes down. But the show itself, ugh. But this show, Kandi and the Gang, for some reason, listen, I'm entertained. I am thoroughly entertained by these shows because they're all characters. I mean, something is going on with each and every person on this show. All right, that was a hell of an intro, you guys. Let's get going. So starts off where it left off. Starts off where, yeah, okay, I said that right. With Kandi and Todd talking to Chandrika, asking her if she wants to be there. She's like, yeah. Y'all know what I find funny? I find it really funny that at no point in time was the rate of pay even mentioned. Like you're literally sitting there with the two owners right now. And you're talking about, I mean, I guess she was in trouble, so that ain't really the time to bring up the, but even when they had the whole meeting, they had the town hall meeting or whatever, not one person mentioned the fact that they get paid beans. Like, you really had a lot to say about your wages, and that would have been the first thing. I don't give a shit about the rest of this stuff. I need you to pay me. But okay, so Chandrika is trying to figure out who told on her. Who said that? Oh, you said that. Girl. Wait. So in the conversation, this girl had the nerve to tell them that she don't like the fact that they change managers all the time and this and that. And I'm like, girl, it's not your business. It is not your business. And if y'all stop running managers away, like y'all trying to do Philip, or is it Philip or Phil? I don't remember. But if y'all stop trying to run everybody away, then you won't have that issue. But I just found it very interesting. Again, how you gonna tell them that's your issue? Is that they change management? Girl. Okay, y'all, I have another complaint because I really just took a look at the furniture and everything in there. First of all, they're at the bar and they are sitting like shoulder to shoulder. It's ridiculous. But the chairs that they're using and everything is like some outdoor, um, oh my God, like it's the super cheap stuff. What's up with Kandi? Everybody want to talk about how Kandi got all this money. Kandi don't need the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She got all this money, which she does. She has all these different businesses and, business ventures going on. She's about the money. Maybe that's why she's able to keep it all because she don't pay them shit. And she's super cheap. Like, look at this crap that you have them sitting on. When I say again, I'm never going there ever. All right, so now we got Dom and her dog, cute little fluffy puppy. They come to see Brandon at his apartment, which is a basement. But I'm not clowning them, you guys. It looks like maybe a first apartment or something like that. And listen, I'm not clowning them at all. But they're talking about, was he happy when she came to the party? He's like, yeah, he was. And he became nervous because she was meeting the whole family. Um, okay, great. Then he's asking about the meeting. Y'all, she is really shiny. Like there's a whole lot of oil on her face. And then her confessional look, I mean, it's the same one. It's just she's just gold. Her face, gold. You can't listen, it's gold. That's it. Um, but he's, asking her, was it worth me, missing the meeting? And she's like, yeah, she got booked. She'll be going out of town. She wouldn't tell him who she got booked for, but we find out later that it was Rick Ross. It's interesting because she was saying like she just missed the meeting because she was trying out for this gig or whatever, and she just got it. But when we see a flashback of her telling Kandi, it was 2 weeks ago. And yeah, she let him know that she's gonna be gone for a month. She's going to London, and he's like, "All right, cool. Just let me know the days." And I'm like, "Yeah, it must be nice to be dating the manager." But it looks like she probably sat down with Kandi to let her know ahead of time too. I feel like she's a smart girl. So now we're at Brian's house, and Brian has his friend Georgia cooking. He's like, "They done? Are they crunchy?" And she's like, "Yeah," and then I'm done. And I'm like, he just be putting people to work when they come over. But he said he was suspended for 2 weeks, and he's been making so roll, or whatever. But 2 weeks is a pretty long suspension. That's a little crazy. I mean, I don't know. Have y'all ever heard of a 2 week suspension? That's a long time. Just fire him if that's the case. Jeez. But he said he still needs his job, even though, he is doing pop up shops and all of that, but he still needs his job there. Andrika comes to the door and he's like, "You want an egg roll?" And he asks her to roll it. She's like, "I ain't come here for this. Like, I came here to talk and BS and stuff. I didn't come here to be put to work." I'm like, anybody who comes through Brian's doors doing some rolls, you rolling some stuff at his door. But it was cute. He told her to watch her wig. She said it's human. It might sizzle, but it ain't on flame. I said, okay, okay. Is that true, guys? Chandrika tells him that somebody threw her under the bus, and he's like, "Who you think threw you under the bus?" She said, "Philip." But no, Patrick, because he looked like a snitch. And I'm like, hold on. He don't just look like a snitch. He totally told on you in your face. So when y'all was in that meeting and you wasn't saying nothing, Patrick was like, "Well, Chandrika said, and Chandrika said." So I can't be mad at him because no, that's not a snitch. That's just downright telling in your face. So he wasn't trying to hide nothing. So Brian said he's gonna go to the team building little situation that they're having. He said he's going to do Philip the same way he does him. So whatever energy he's coming with is, what he's going to give him in return. Okay, great. And then he's sitting there talking about how is he really part of the staff? He's still on probation. I'm sorry, but you literally just walked through the doors again. So what are you talking about? And we come to learn later on in this episode that Philip oversees all her locations. So to me, that would say they really, really trust his judgment, even though they ain't doing it on this TV show. Like they really just hiring any and everybody just for the TV show. But yeah, if he's over and overseeing all of the properties, they just kind of out of gas. Right, so we see Todd, Kandi, Don Juan, and then later on Philip is coming, and they're having a conversation about everyone, and it looks like this OLG is way better, even though the chairs and everything still look cheap, like it still looks awful, but it looks better than the other place. Maybe it's the lighting or something, but I like Todd. Todd is like, listen, I'm with them. I'm with Philip and them, and I like the way he do things, and yeah, if you're not working, you need to go. Kandi, on the other hand, is something totally different. It's crazy that at this dinner, what's his name? Philip is like, he just want to get rid of Bryant. it could not possibly be just from that one incident, you guys. Like, there's no way he is that pissed off from one incident of him playing around and not wanting to leave the bar, especially because Brandon just did the same thing on the same day. Like, all of that is ridiculous. So Kandi said that if after they have the team building thing, if Brandon still wants to get rid of Brian, then they get rid of Brian. And I'm like, what about Philip? That's what makes me believe that all of this is just for show, because Philip has absolutely no say. Like, it's not like, oh, what you want. It's like what Brandon wants. So I feel like he's just overseen for the show, and Brandon is the real actual manager there. So, all right, that's fine. But Philip made a great point, y'all. He said that Kandi don't understand that redirecting someone's bad behavior is a lot of work. Like, and it is, because I've been doing it. I've been trying to do it, and it's work on top of work. Like, no, if you just gave me good employees, then I only have to do regular work. But this extra stuff is some bullshit that you got to deal with. So I am feeling Philip. I really am. And he said that all these older people, same thing Todd said, they're all set in their ways. Like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And that is why they keep jumping from manager to manager, because these people are not doing any better. They're not going to. And Kandi coddles them, so there's no need to. All right, so next we get Chandrika talking to Brandon, and she's like, "Yeah, they ambushed me, and they were like, you said you don't, we don't give no fuck about the restaurant." Brandon's like, because he knows he's the one. He didn't tell. He didn't outright tell, but it actually makes more sense than now that we see it. Don Juan was in the same room with him while she was on speaker. That's what he meant by checking the ring, because I really was thinking about, I'm like, if he was checking the ring, you still can't hear like that through the ring. But he was in the room. He heard her on speaker. He was checking the ring. That's why they were in there together. And Brandon was laughing because he knew Don Juan heard her. So, yeah, it was no secret that they heard her. And so while she's talking, he's like, yeah, didn't you say that in a meeting, though? She's like, no, I did not. He's playing crazy. All right, y'all. Can I complain just a little bit more? Because now we see Patrick and Melvin. Is that the cousin's name? Melvin going to the juice bar. And Chandrika's like, it's slow in here, so let me go find Patrick. So she just so happened to find him at the juice bar. And I don't like the fact that nobody in there is dressed alike. They dress like Patrick and Melvin look like total bums. Like, I'm sorry. What they have on is ridiculous. Um, everybody in there is just dressed differently. Like, they're not even trying. They're not even trying to make this place nice. But she meets them, she finds them, and she's like, "Listen, did you tell this and that or whatever?" He's like, "He ain't no snitch." And then we see a we see a flashback of him telling on her. But again, I don't feel like he was snitching because he said it in her face. Yeah, they showed the flashback of when he was telling Kandi, but he also said it in her face in the meeting. So they both said, "Nah, we ain't do it." I'm like, Melvin, she knew you wouldn't, you didn't do it anyway. So I don't know why she wasn't just like, "Oh, I'm not talking to you." But she ends up leaving. She's all pissed off, cursing under her breath or whatever. She's ridiculous. Also, how's she leaving her post? How you just leaving? I don't care that it's Wednesday and it's a slow day. Why are you all the way around the corner, ma'am? And then I'm looking at Patrick, and he got on a shirt that the collar is completely and totally stretched out. Like, what do you have on at work? Look like you on a do-rag. Maybe they was off today. I hope they was off, because they look a hot mess. Now we in the car with Dom and Brandon, and she brought him some little, look like some cold coffee drinks or whatever. He's like, "Oh, you love me." She's like, "You think I love you because I bought you a couple of drinks?" um, yeah, you guys, I hate the fact that I feel like she really like him, and he gonna end up being a jerk. Sorry, I may be jaded, it's true, but he started out being the one that really, really liked her, and now that she is coming around to really, really liking him, and you could tell by the way she was like, "Oh my God," and hugged him, he's going to disappoint because it's inevitable. Sorry. But in the car, they're discussing, her leaving and him being like, everybody's going to start talking when it comes to you asking for days off, you getting to do this and that or whatever. She's like, whatever, don't, we just won't talk at work or whatever. So she asks, are they together? He says, yeah. Ugh, I don't know. It's just never a good idea. It really is. All right, so we have Riley. It's her birthday. She got on a lot of makeup. She got on a blonde wig. I do not agree. I do not agree with it at all. But Todd is talking to them about taking over the restaurant at some point, and Kayla's in production. Riley wants to be a lawyer. They ain't got time for that. Like, that is not their dream. It's not what they want to do. And he's saying that, he doesn't feel like they know the importance of, the restaurants and keeping it in the family and everything. Listen, Ace said he want to run the restaurant. So believe it or not, he will be big and of age before you know it. So just give it to Ace. Like, these girls don't want, that's not their dream. I get it. I get it. But if it's not their dream, it's not their dream. So she talking about how they need to learn everything. Todd don't work in the kitchen. He don't want to work in the kitchen. And Kandi said, listen, she don't understand Todd. He want to start up all these companies, but he don't want to do the work. He don't want to get in there, get his hands dirty or anything. Mama Joyce in the confessional with her sisters, they need to be called the miserable gang. Them are some miserable older ladies. And while I think it's funny, that's not a good look for them, because what they life really gonna be looking like, and why they so miserable? They really are. Like, if you look at their faces, they always pissed off. And Mama Joyce is going crazy about why she can't stand Todd Steele. Just ignorant. Just ignorant. Talking about don't nobody in Atlanta like him. He's gonna see this. His kid's gonna see, like, she don't care. It's ridiculous. And the other sisters wasn't looking no better. Ugh. All right, now we're at the games, and this is the part that I have not seen, you guys. So I'm actually watching it with you. Well, not with you guys, but watching it as I review. So you will get very true initial reactions. So it looks like Philip and Don Juan, and they're flirting a little bit, talking about oh, look at you in your shirt, it ain't stuffy and this and that. So Philip is team Kandi, because Kandi was like, I want Philip on my team. I was like, I want him on my team too. And I mean that in every way. Like, I wish he was on our team. But I'm just kidding, because he's a young man. I keep forgetting that I'm an older lady, you guys. But yeah, Brandon comes and they're like, who would you pick last, everybody? And they all say Brian. How rude is that? So Don Juan lets Brandon know that, if Brian stays or goes, it's going to be completely up to him. And in the confessional, he says, I just wish he would find this voice that, he really needs to have. And Chandrika and Dom gets there. They look cute, and it was cute to see Philip smiling. He's like, Chandrika, it's a little bright in here, huh? Because she had her sunglasses on. Yeah, it was cute. I love it when Philip smiles, because first of all, we don't get to see it a whole lot. But secondly, y'all know he has an amazing smile. So Brian comes talking about he's a cheerleader. He sent me on the bench. I'm a cheerleader. And Brandon and Philip over there talking under their breath, talking about, so we don't need Brian. He's like, hell no, Torrin either. They all sitting on the mat waiting to figure out what they're going to be doing. And we have Brandon asking Dom, what's the gym looking like at her house? She's like, it's lit. Oh, you see how we went to sleep last night and I got up at 5? And I'm like, if that was not just really, really scripted and put there, please. So of course, Chandrika and Brian over here. And I'm like, okay, guys, everybody know y'all dating. It's fine. Now y'all doing it and dating? Okay. When Kandi and Todd come, they like, where are the OLG ladies? And the old ladies come in with these referee shirts on, blowing these goddamn whistles. And I'd have been like, okay, enough of that. Like somebody, ooh, I was going to say something real mean about Mama Joyce, but that's somebody mama. And I said I was going to be nicer in my reviews, because I don't want nobody to hear it and be like, oh, she is super rude and disrespectful. But they want to know what they winning. And Kandi said, you guys are winning better relationships. And you have Patrick in the confessional talking about, I don't care if I just win a cookie, a chocolate chip cookie. Oh my God. Yeah, Torrin with his head wrap said he wants something to take to the bank. All right, so Candy said the winning team gets $700. They real happy. She's like, that mean $100 a piece. I'm like, she's so goddamn cheap. She's so freaking cheap. I swear to God. I mean, I wouldn't be trying to pay them all $700 either, but still. Then Mama Joy said, well, if Candy win, my son-in-law, calling him her son-in-law because she's about to, ugh he gets to go in the kitchen, and she's all screaming and super loud and ignorant. That's an ignorant lady. I'm sorry, that is an ignorant lady. So Candy said her strategy is easy. She need all the people that need to learn how to work together on the same team. So she got Chandrika, Brian, Torin, Philip, and was it somebody else? I think that was it on the same team. And he's walking over. Brian's walking over. Philip is trying to give him his little bandana, and he's like, Candy, can you hand it to me? So Philip just drops it because he's ignorant as well. And Torin in the confession, not Torin, Brian in the confessional says, oh, even though he's good to look at, and I'm like, you cannot deny, no matter what you say about Philip, you cannot deny that this man is good to look at. I Candy, please and thank you. But he said he's an asshole, and you can't deny that either. I'm all right with the fact that he's a strict manager, but he do be coming off a little asshole-ish. I ain't mad at that either. So they doing this tug of war, and all you can hear is Brian saying, hold your mule, hold your mule. Oh my God. Side and them won. I thought Candy and them was gonna win for sure because they had Melvin in the back and he was using all his body to get them over the line, but Todd and them won. Interim relay, they got to get on the ground and like worm their way across to the other person. No ma'am and no sir, it wouldn't have been me. Honora said that gonna hurt. And what's her name? Mama Joy said she can do better than anybody. Yeah, wouldn't have been me. Mama Joyce get down there, and she really did look like a fish out of water. She was literally flopping around. It was awful. And Dom said, girl, get up. Shatrika's running over there, acting like she's trying to pick her up. Brian says she is a fish out of water. Yeah, she really is. Oh, I called it the interim game. No, it's the inchworm game. And Candy's team won because, okay, you got Philip, you got Brandon, you got them that's actually able to use their feet and their toes, even though they all look stupid. But it was not missed on me that none of the girls did it, thankfully. Like, girl, don't do it. Well, at least so far they haven't, because I haven't finished watching the whole thing. So maybe they, I hope they didn't. Should no women be on the floor, on the ground, looking like that? So the last game is called the Expediter, and they have to work together. And one person have to call out. They have to get the plate together to take it down to the end to the OLG game. So they all think it's going to be good because you have to have teamwork in order to get this done. Don Juan said, listen, the Expediter is extremely important in the restaurant. He don't even think Kenny and Todd realize how important the Expediter's role is. So let's see what happens. So Candy's score is going to be Brian, Brandon, Philip, and Torin, because she wants them all to work together. So Philip goes first with the blindfold. So Torin went first, and Philip, he did well. Candy's the one calling out the shots or whatever, and Philip did next, and he was good. And in the confessional, Chandrika says that she feels like he is loosening up, and she's loving it. They're doing pretty good, but my worry is, what if they were to actually step in the food as she was trying to get them to get to the food? But again, they're doing well with the teamwork. One of the aunties, the real mean one, what's her name? Bertha, Velma, something like that. I don't know. She said, well, what we gonna eat? Putting the food all on the floor. I said, I know that's right. Hopefully y'all not eating that stuff for real. But Brian was the last one. He made it there in 1 minute and 46 seconds. They got done. So actually, Kandi did really good at telling them, directing them on what they need to do. I actually wish that as the other person got to the other person and they were able to take off their blindfold, that the person who has now taken off his blindfold was the one directing the next person, because then it would have been like they were really working together because they talking to each other. And I wish that she didn't do the entire thing, but it's fine. So the next team going. Well, first of all, before we get to the next team going, in the confessionals, Brian is talking about Philip is not so bad. He's still like one of the family, but maybe a distant cousin. And Philip is saying, listen, maybe Torrin's not so bad. He still ain't feeling Brian, so he feel like maybe him and Torrin can work past some things. So then we have Don Juan. He's leading his people, and the OLG gang. He's like, Patrick, do this, do that, and the ladies are like, oh, is that Patrick? He didn't put on some weight, and the other one was like, yeah, he has put on some weight. How rude. Bertha telling Patrick what to do too, and Nora say, Bertha, shut up. She said, you don't tell me no shut up. But anyway, they got it done in 1:46. I think, are they tied, or I think they're tied. All right, so since it was tied, Kandi said that everybody's gonna get $100, and the old ladies was like, "Are we gonna get $100 too?" Bertha said, "I doubt it." So then Mama Joyce, with her ignorant ass, is like, "Oh, does Tide get to go in the kitchen?" Kandi is like, "No, because it's Tide." Oh, she's just so ignorant. All right, so Brian comes to the restaurant and sit down with Brandon. It looks like it's before they open because nobody's in there. And they go downstairs, they close the door, and I'm like, great. Something that could possibly be like a little office with a little bit of privacy. Great. Yeah, Philip comes in. I think it's cute. He speaks to Brian. He's like, what up, Brian? Brian's like, hey, Philip. That's how it would be too. Hey, Philip. Mm-hmm. Brian says he actually still don't know why he was really suspended. And Brandon's doing pretty good. He's like, listen, it wasn't even so much the act of what you did, but it was your talking back and your conduct. And then we see the flashback of him, telling Philip, you know what, my size, I wear size 8. What size are you? Like, I feel like he just be playing too much. That's how I feel. Like, there's a time and a place to be playing, and that's not the time. So he said he left for 8 months. He came back, and apparently some new rules have been implemented. And I'm like, what? Respect? Be respectful to your bosses, your managers, or whatever. And Brandon's like, no, you left for 8 months, and you weren't acting like that when you were here before. You come back, and now you're a totally different person. All right, so Brandon said he's gonna bring him back. We knew he was. And Philip said, listen, we both did some things wrong. We both, kind of added fuel to the fire. Brian apologized. Philip apologized. And yeah, his smile, his just everything. Oh my God, Philip, yes. Um, yeah, Brian think he's super cute too. So it ain't just me. But yeah, they made up. I thought it was super cute. So they say they good. It was great. Brandon said, I thought y'all was gonna be in here, all stiff faced or whatever. And they both said, we did too. Philip said, I thought I was gonna be in here flipping tables. Brian said security. So cute. I like them. I like them all. Again, I get a kick out of this show. I am like really, really entertained. I think all of them have some issues, but quite a few of them entertain me. They're very, sweet people. Especially I think maybe I just really like looking at Philip. I mean, it could be it. I don't know. But if you're still here, thank you. You are the real MVP. If you have not already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so that you can know when I upload, blah, blah, blah. See, that's why I ain't getting no people with all the blah, blah. But yeah, if you could do that for me, that would be greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.